He's doing it again after garnering some level of sympathy from the fan base. He's doing it again. He's talking shit about Dominic Reyes. He's making excuses. I don't get why he just continues to do this. Like, why is everyone that beats you shit at fighting Anthony Smith? Are you some sort of mythical fighter that has never ever truly reached his greatness? You're an unathletic white dude with tattoos all over him who looks like shit whenever he fights. Your striking is dog shit. Your grappling is shit. And on top of that, your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is absolutely garbage. It's horrendous to look at. It's overrated as fuck in my opinion. Anyone that has a decent level of Jiu-Jitsu has absolutely been able to stuff you. Only the absolute double chromosome brain dead fighters have been caught by your submissions. I don't know why you're talking about Dominic Reyes. I don't know why you're saying that Dominic Reyes isn't that good. I don't know why you're making excuses still right now after getting your head bounced around that cage, cowering away in the corner of the cage, couldn't stand up. I will play the video for you in a second, but let me just get this off right now. Dominic Reyes beat Anthony Smith, but thank God he didn't lose that fight, because if by any chance he slipped on a banana peel, maybe he tripped over and Anthony Smith quickly catched up a guillotine choke while Dominic Reyes was kicking the shit out of him the entire fight. But then just the last second, Dominic Reyes, makes a massive mistake. Anthony Smith would come out and say Dominic Reyes is a shit fighter, didn't deserve to beat John Jones, wasn't that good, and this just proves that he is good enough to himself beat John Jones, because Dominic Reyes beat John Jones. So in Anthony Smith's mind, on paper, he should also be able to do it. This is the kind of level of delusion and bullshit we have to deal with. I know the guy lost a good friend of his. I understand the sympathy aspect of all of this. But the guy just cannot shut his face up. He can't give anyone else the credit. Apparently, he's the greatest fighter to ever live. But he can just not show it. And apparently, there's another excuse. Apparently, he's not as good as he used to be. Like he was ever good at in the first place. Let's listen to some of the bullshit that we have to listen to from Anthony Smith.
I'm watching the fight happen, and I forgot who texted me. Somebody from ESPN, one of the higher ups at ESPN, was like, "How's he doing?" I said, "He's surprisingly doing really well." Like, I didn't like watching you do that walkout. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was like,
you can just see the wheels turning in Anthony Smith's bullshit mind. He's thinking, oh, well, how can I turn this into a thing that I can use to, like, make up excuses? Yeah, I was doing well, wasn't I? And who the fuck gave Dean Thomas a job? Dean Thomas is the guy that chimes in every now and then between fights, and he's like, well, this is my opinion on the fight. The guy sounds like an absolute brain dead, you know what I mean? Like, why is he... Oh, I think he's doing surprisingly well the way he's getting his head bounced around. He did well for like, what, 2 minutes? And even then it was like a 50-50 fight. How was he doing surprisingly well again?
Surprisingly doing really well. And
well, I got impatient. Like, I just wanted something to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And I just forced it,
Yeah.
You have been training your entire fucking life, Anthony Smith. You trained, you took time away, or maybe you didn't take time away from your family. I don't know what you're doing. 8 to 10 weeks of training. And then at the end of all of that, you came to the conclusion, I just want something to happen. I want to get punched in the face. You are lying. You have your finger on your nose, basically picking your nose pig hard with his oink oink fucking nose over here. You are lying, man. You did not go into that fight thinking, you know what? I can't stay patient for 15 minutes of my life to make sure I win a fight that actively harms or progresses my career. There's no way you did that. There's no way after all that training. And maybe your friend... Okay. Use that as an excuse. Why not? If you're someone watching this, you're like, oh, well, he lost someone, I can see why. It happens every single fight. Every single fight, he doesn't have his footing underneath him. He couldn't get himself going. Stop making excuses. And he trashes Dominic Reyes later to make it worse.
I
felt that too. Like, you were doing so well.
Who gave Dean Thomas a job? Please let me know who gave this guy a job. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I thought you were doing surprisingly well when I analyzed the fight and the hundreds of fights that I've seen. And by the way, I've trained in fighting, so I know for a fact Dean Thomas looks like a fat fuck. Is eating, I bet you anything, the reason is that they don't show his face is because he's stuffing it halfway through the fucking fights. With cookies, cream, all the good stuff. Pizza, oh, it's time for my second dessert. Watch the fights.
And then just got impatient.
Yeah, I just got impatient. Like, nothing was happening. Like, he wasn't engaging.
He was gassed out of his mind jabbing from distance. He was clearly gassed. You're telling me Anthony Smith just didn't try to get up because that was part of the game plan? He was just thinking, oh shit, the referee's coming really close to finishing the fight. Let me just quickly curl up a bit more. Let me grab 2 hands onto that hand of your Dominic Reyes. You keep punching me in the head. I won't stop that, but I'll hold on to this other hand. to make sure you have leverage, but can't generate enough force to give me some real bad brain damage, which I wish, you know, he may, fucking hell. I don't care, dislike the way. Anthony Smith is a fucking lying piece of shit. And he'll keep, and it's the trashing of the fighters that gets to me.
He wasn't like, I don't know, like I seen everything. But that was the worst part too. I like was in there like, God damn, you're not that good.
Yeah, that's
What? So when he was beating the shit out of you while you were standing there poking your tongue out, staring at Dominic Reyes thinking, oh my god, this guy, he isn't really that good. Oh, I have to fight him? You are absolutely crap, Anthony Smith. You are the absolute bottom of the barrel. You said you don't want to be compared to Neil Magny. Guess what? Neil Magny has actually made something of his career in terms of the longevity, the amount of fights he's taken. You have made nothing of your career. You got to a title shot because you beat a weak division. You beat a bunch of old, washed-up fighters. You beat Volkan Oezdemir, who's been overhyped as fuck. And in your prime, I'll give you that. You're better than Volkan Oezdemir. That's who you beat to get to a title shot, and you were made to look like a fucking welterweight against John Jones. He bullied you in that octagon. And then to make things worse, you lost to a middleweight, a fringe middleweight, a guy who was barely middleweight, a guy that was barely top 10 in the middleweight division, a fringe top 10 guy in the middleweight division taking a fight in short notice against you. And he schooled you. He didn't gas out like you did. You are absolutely terrible at fighting. You're saying Dominic Reyes isn't that good? Dominic Reyes actually beat John Jones, who many people have the GOAT as the GOAT. He lost to dangerous fighters against Yuri Prohaska in a close fight. He did get blown out by Blachowicz, and he did get completely embarrassed against Ryan Spann. But ever since then, he beat your friend Dustin Jacoby. He KO'd his ass, and he just finished your ass. Your entire gym is trash. Shut your fucking mouth, Anthony Smith. Why do you have to keep talking about fighters like they're not good enough to fight you? You are absolute garbage. You are the guy they feed when they want someone to get a push-up in the rankings, or the guy they feed when someone's on a slide and like, oh, let's get them a win now. That's who you are in the division. Just shut your face, retire, and don't ever show your face on a UFC fucking anything related to MMA again. Jesus Christ. Be a bouncer, because that's what you look like. And even then, I think you get chinned.
So, honestly, I felt like you were the better guy.
Who has given Dean Thompson a fucking job? Please tell me.
And I was like, this is... Anthony can win this fight.
And then it hit me like, fuck, maybe I'm not either. Like, maybe I'm not either anymore.
I've been pausing a lot, basically said, oh, Dominic Reyes isn't that good, and then it hit me. Maybe I'm not either. But I thought you got impatient. So you are that good, I thought. I thought you were that good, but the only reason you lost was because you got impatient. So are you telling me you being impatient is the reason you're not good? Or you have all the talent, but your just mentality just really stupidly fringe and pathetic and weak? Because you've said many times, if you had the body of Johnny Walker, just like envious of the men's bodies you are, Anthony Smith. That's what you are, because you know you're fucking you're fat slob of a physique. I'm in better shape than you. I'm sorry, I just am. You know that your fat slob of a body is not good enough to be in a combat sport. So you're envious of Ryan Spann, you're envious of someone like Johnny Walker. You're thinking, oh, if my brain was in their body, more excuses, like the world is against you, you weren't given the right tools to succeed. Shut the fuck up.
Anymore, you know? Yeah, but I seen everything. Like the left hand wasn't nearly as fast as I expected it to be.
He was punching the shit out of you on the feet, on the ground, wherever the fight went. You fucking shot for a single leg and held on to it and nearly got fucking Paul Craiged by Johnny Walker. You nearly got Paul Craiged and then you got dropped. You couldn't even take him down on one leg. Dominic Reyes generated enough power to put you on your ass and you stayed there for the rest of the fight. Don't give me that shit, it wasn't nearly fast enough. You absolute fucking disgrace of a man.
I think I over predicted.
And he's been picking his own nose the whole time. Pig heart, disgusting.
Did how good he was going to be on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he landed a shot here or there, and then at some point where I was just like, fucking hit me or something.
So he landed a shot here and there, and then you thought to yourself, after getting shots landed on you, fucking hit me. Yep, that makes sense. That makes completely sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Wow, I didn't think about it that way.
I need to fucking feel something. Like,
yeah, that's what it is. He needs to feel something after his tragic loss, which again is a tragic loss, and I feel really bad for him. I feel bad for his friend, and I feel bad for him before the fight. And I was like thinking to myself, wow, am I going really a bit too harsh on Anthony Smith? Even Stoneheart like myself was like crumbling under the guise of, but yeah, whatever, Anthony Smith.
give me something here. You know what I mean?
He gave you didn't he break some sort of striking record? So when he was beating the shit out of you on the ground, you didn't think to yourself, oh my god, he's breaking records onto me. I should get up and maybe do something about this. No, you look like shit. You lost the first round, you lost the second round. You had 2 minutes of success, and I say success, it was a close round either way. Dean Thomas is fucking gaslighting you, man. Just see through these yes men that are around you. Maybe that's the problem.
We all saw that. What was going through your head when that happened?
Here comes a lie.
Theo Vaughn, who everyone knows obviously, had this thing that he said one time. And he said, it was a long thing that he was talking about, but at one point he said, at least if I damage myself, then I'm the one doing it and not letting the world do it.
What the fuck does that mean? You are a professional fighter. What does that mean in a fucking, this philosophical Anthony Smith like he's in some sort of fucking movie right now? If I harm myself, it means the world can't do it to me. Is what fucking Anthony Smith is trying to convince us. What's he saying? It makes no sense. I'm still confused. Even now I'm confused what that means. Wow, he's acting like he's some sort of fucking movie villain. And honestly, that's what he's become, right? Some sort of like, not even like the main villain. No. Like the henchman. Like the guy just like spouting insults around every corner. He's like tossing a barrel towards you. That's who Anthony Smith is. And it's just the most frustratingly bullshit thing just here.
And that's kind of how I felt.
Okay.
Like, I needed to feel something other than what I've been feeling.
Yep, he made the excuse. I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. I know it's a bit too edgy. It's a bit too much for YouTube, I think. But he's using his friend who passed away as an excuse because he couldn't feel nothing. And I get it. Like, it's a big change in your life. But you trained for weeks upon weeks, and it's not an occurrence, it's just something new. It's not like Anthony Smith is beating these top level, Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, all of them have crumbled to the great Anthony Smith. But only now Dominic Reyes on a resurgence can beat him. You've been losing to Drummond Delidze, man. Come on, just be honest with yourself, be honest with your career. I had to hit myself because I just couldn't take the frustration of listening to that interview. And I'm done. That's it. I mean, just go away from the sport. Just fuck off, honestly, Anthony Smith. I swore a lot. I don't care. I just had to, like, say what was on my mind, and I just can't take it. I just need an outlet to, like, tell somebody. Because that's what the reason I started this YouTube channel. Is to, like, give my opinions on MMA. And now I can just honestly say, Anthony Smith, you are the absolute pig heart, bottom trash feeding. And I knew you would use your friend as an excuse. Just the lowest form of humanity there is. Evil is what Anthony Smith is, and I just can't take it. I'm glad I could make this video. It's a bit edgy. I don't care. Just disgusting. Anthony Smith is just a fucking foul human being, honestly. Anyway, now it feels weird to say, but like and subscribe. I'm at 152 subscribers. Get me to 200. That would be quite nice, I think, if you want to see more content like this. Or maybe not like this. This is like a rare occurrence. But subscribe and like the video if you think Anthony Smith absolutely sucks at life.